Yeehaw! How's everybody doing? It's me, Nick. A lot of people call me Big Nick. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I hope everyone is wearing maybe a pair of boots with some spurs. I hope some of you have a sheriff badge, maybe. I'm wearing a cowboy hat. I don't need to wear a cowboy hat, but I do often. Welcome everybody. I see everyone in the chat. So yeah, guys, welcome. Maybe maybe I haven't seen some of you in a while. I'm not sure. I've been doing these streams on Patreon, and now we're moving out into the big time. Tonight we're celebrating a year since we did a country western celebration live on my YouTube channel. And we're about to take a walk down memory lane and listen to some of the songs and stories we told. And I'm going to give some commentary along the way, but I'm going to go ahead and spill some beans before we really get going here, because this is my cowboy cam, by the way. I don't know if you guys, it's a good angle for the cowboy hat, I hope. Do we want to be closer, I wonder. Howdy, everyone. I just wanted to share, I'm going to talk about this all night, but we did this a year ago, and a year ago I wasn't familiar with live stream technology. I'd done a trilogy of these long-form videos. I did the Halloween inauguration, which we watched on Patreon last week. I did Gremlins 3, and then immediately after that I worked on this country western celebration, which was more focused on performance and less on fun and games. And we got this new basement, this new studio, and a week from tonight, next Friday night, we're going to be doing a Country Western Celebration Part 2 with special guests. It's going to be live as hell. None of this shooting it on the phone, editing together. When I cut to the video, you're going to think that your computer crashed because the quality is so poor. And it's because I just had one camera on a tripod, zoomed as far in as it could go, and then I attempted some color correction, didn't know what I was doing. So it looks abysmal. It sounds better, I think, than it looks. But anyways, just want to invite you guys next Friday night on YouTube, not behind the paywall on Patreon as we've celebrated in the past. We are going to be doing a performance and a show, and we have so many fun and games planned for you guys, so many fun performances and surprises. And then, of course, we'll move over to Patreon for the Zoom party, after party, to chat with everyone. But without further ado, we're just going to get right into it. I'm just going to show off some of this tech because I'm kind of a bigwig tech head these days, and this is just an example of that tech. And I'm going to shut up for a few moments, and we're going to listen to track 1 from the Country Western Celebration. By the way, all these tracks are available to download on Patreon.com. But anyways, we're going to listen to this. This is called Where Do the Gremlins Go?
A paralyzed nation was sick and depressed. Gotta get myself together and take a deep breath. All because there may never be a Gremlins 3. So tell me where the Gremlins go. It's been so long with nothing sure. We could have had a Gremlin that's home alone, or at least a cameo in Attacking Close. Should have been the Gremlin in Jurassic Park, or a Charles-like movie with
Let's hear some
a
yeehaws in the
30
chat.
years later, we're all stuck at home, crying in our sleeps and wondering where did the Gremlins go? It's a travesty that they've robbed us of history. We could have had Gremlins 4, Gremlins 5. Instead we had 14.
Can you guys hear me over the track, or do I need to turn the track
Close my
down?
eyes and Gremlins are all that I see. We could have had Gremlins 6 and Gremlins 7. Instead we had COVID and 9/11. So tell me where the Gremlins go. It's been so long with nothing to show. Imagine there's a film where Gizmo becomes a gremlin who teaches the other gremlins about their lost democracy. They develop a country, they name the Kremlin nation. They ban all immigration, they have genocidal tendencies. Gizmo isn't into it, also he has to get rid of human woman brain by Jennifer Aniston. We can call it Kremlins 3. They should have been.
I just want to remark on how small I look in comparison to Randy Steele and John Boyer. I never realized what tall gentlemen these guys are. I don't know if maybe it's some kind of optical illusion of some sort. Me standing right there in between. And then poor Pete is even smaller back there, but that's something that I've always remarked on watching these videos. For those of you who haven't seen the live show, we're about to hear the sacred third verse that is not on the Songs Computer record.
Steven Spielberg, I'm singing where the Kremlins go. We could have had a Gremlins 8 with gremlins in space, but instead we had Bezos. We could have had Gremlins 9 where gremlins travel through time, but instead we got Bezos. We could have had Gremlins 10 with a robot gremlin, but instead we got robot dogs and Jeff Bezos. 31 years has never gone so slow. I'll be lying in my casket crying where the Gremlins go.
John Boyer on the John Boyer on the mandolin.
Where the Gremlins go.
All right, guys, we're going to stop there for a moment. I'm going to spill some more beans. I'm going to be spilling beans all night, but I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know we got Cowboy, formerly known as Cowboy John Boyer, back, and Randy Steele back. They'll be playing with us next Friday. The cat's out of the bag. They're going to be playing with the full band, both Cowboy Johns, Adam on the drums, Greasy Rick on the bass. I don't want to get into this a whole lot tonight, but this gentleman behind me over here, Playboy Pete is his name, and a lot of you guys who've been following me know that I've had, my path has crossed paths with Playboy Pete a few times. Wouldn't say I know him super well, but let's just say he's in a lot of trouble. He's done some bad things, and we no longer have any affiliation with Playboy Pete. So Playboy Pete will not be making an appearance at next week's event. Wish him all the best with whatever he's got going on, but we're gonna be focusing on Randy Steele and John Boyer and the rest of the $100,000 band. So so much to talk about. I saw someone in the comments said would love to hear Fall Time in Tennessee. We got a whole year of songs that we didn't have a year ago. It's kind of crazy when you think about how time works. Because 1 year ago, we didn't have a year worth of songs we have today. And not only that, we have the whole backlog. We have Heart of Mold coming out on streaming. A little bit of synergy there. That was a country record, country-ish record that I recorded right when I got out of college, about 10 years, 10-year anniversary. So it was so much to celebrate. But anyways, let's listen to me ramble a little bit. I'm going to introduce these guys, and then maybe I'll have a couple more things to say about Cowboy John Boyer and Randy Steele.
Oh! Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, that is the sound a cowboy makes when you know he's having a good time. And yup, I'm a cowboy. The more accurate term would be cowman. Not trying to be too PC. We're here tonight because it is the first Halloween of the year. Everyone knows by now there are 7 Halloweens a year. Basically, any month that has 31 days has a Halloween on the 31st. That's coming up in just a few short days. But we're, of course, observing the holiday tonight, Saturday Nick Live style. We actually do this 7 times a year, these Halloween parties. We do them on Patreon via Zoom. And we thought, you know what, tonight is a celebration of country music. It's the 1-year anniversary of the #1 hit on country radio. Why not open the doors and let the masses celebrate with us.
And here we
Of
are, a
course,
year
we'll be
later,
moving over to
doing the
Patreon for the after party, and we would love to invite you because we will be chatting with fans and taking requests. And
There's a lot to talk about here. One, very clearly, this is a green screen background. I attempted to shoot some of this in between songs banter with the guys, and frankly, I just hadn't spent enough time around Randy and John. I was just feeling a little silly, and I thought, you know what? The way I like to do this is I like to try things over and over again and play around, which is a big part of the reason why these live events are so much fun because you only get one go, as they say in show business. So I said, okay, you guys just stand here for like a couple minutes and look happy, look bored, look interested. And then I just had a loop that I was able to insert myself via green screen technology, CGI, and then I would just talk as much as I wanted to. Okay, I've seen some comments in the chat. Maybe this is the part of the show where we do a little bit of troubleshooting. I know everyone loves this a lot, actually. So I'm hearing that my audio is only coming through the right channel. Okay, so all you OBS heads, if there are any in the chat, let's just go ahead and move this. Oh, it's not letting me do that. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Oh, what's going on? It's not letting me do that. Okay. I'm gonna try a couple things. You tell me if this sounds any different, okay? All right, I haven't tried anything yet. Did that do anything at all? Does this sound any different? When I was full screen, my audio was both channels. So something. Oh, I know what's happening here. Jeez Louise. I know what's happening here, guys. It's very rare where I can figure out what's going on, I think. But I think I've cracked it. Let's see. How does this sound, guys? Is this better? I hope, maybe. Let's hear it. No? You can't hear me. Oh my goodness. Can you guys hear me, yay or nay? Perfect. All right, thank you, Rachel. Bless you. Sorry, guys, for that. We're gonna keep moving things along. So I got this is an incredible development. I'll share some. I know a lot of you aren't tech heads. This is gonna go right over the old noggin, but I'm gonna kind of get into my tech lingo for a few moments and just talk about some of the things that me and my friend Greasy Rick, if he's out there watching, Mr. Eric Parham. Today's actually his birthday, and if we get a big hell yup in the chat for our good pal, our good buddy Eric, and a happy birthday to him. He's one of the greats, truly one of the greats, as good as they come. The man, the Grease. Anyways, we've been trying to figure out how we're going to pull off these live streams. We're trying to kick things up a few notches, and we got a big space and a lot of ground to cover, and trying to figure out how to get cameras where and get them back to the computer, get them to the sound, and all the stuff. And I sit down to do this tonight, and I get a notification that says the newest update allows you to use your cell phone, your iPhone, as a webcam, wireless, which is exactly what I'm doing right now, and the tech is flawless, and it's unbelievable, frankly. And I think this may be a big breakthrough. We spend hundreds of dollars on equipment trying to figure out other things, but I think this may help us an awful lot next Friday night when we do our live stream on the 4th. It's actually a week from tomorrow. I apologize, guys. It's Saturday night. I'm sure someone's correcting me in the chat. It's Saturday, February 4th. Mark your calendars. We're going to be doing another country western celebration with lots of special guests, lots of songs. I hope you guys will sound off in the chat with what in Gremlin Hell songs have you not heard a country twist on that you would love to. Think of Heart of Mold songs and in any of the songs we've done that we haven't heard. We get into quite a lot here. But anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. We're going to get back to watching, and then, I'll keep an eye on the chat if you guys have any questions. Oh, my goodness. We'll be just playing classic country hits all night. So we'd love to see you there. In the meantime, I'd like to introduce my band. This is the Chattanooga 2. featuring Pete. We are Nick Let's Go in the Chattanooga 2 featuring Pete. We have the great Randy Steele on banjo. And of course we have Pete on the stand-up bass. And lastly, I'd like to introduce you the new and improved Cowboy John on mandolin.
Fiddle.
I'll go ahead and address the elephant in the room. The old Cowboy John is a con artist. I listened to over 100 country songs to prepare for tonight, and I didn't hear one saxophone. So I call him and I say, Cowboy John, I'm not going to call him Cowboy John, I'll call him Imposter John. I say, Imposter John, are you even a real cowboy? And he paused for a moment, and he says, define cowboy. And I said, click, you're dead to me. And then I hung up on him. Because if you are a true cowboy, there's no hesitation. The old saying goes, you can take the boy out of the South, but you cannot drain him of his country blood. And we want to say, shame on you, Judas John is what I'll call him. You had no right to come in here and pretend that saxophone music is country music. It was extremely disrespectful to the audience and to me and to country music fans all over the world. So a few things. Nick Thresher in the chat, I saw you requested a country RNC. I say, just wait, buddy. Just hold on to your horses. That might come sooner than you think. You might not have to wait a whole week and a day to hear that one. But I got in. Obviously, Cowboy John and I have an interesting. It's a bit of a touch and go sort of relationship. And we had a falling out. We got over it. It was water under the bridge, and then something else happens. He opens his mouth, something else comes out, and it's just kind of a that's something that's been going on and on and on. But we're pretty good right now, and we have big plans, and we're moving in a healthy direction. I'm feeling good about the relationship, and I don't even really want to call it a relationship, just the partnership maybe. And I'll just say we're excited for next week, and we'll leave it at that. And obviously, I say a few things in here that I regret, but I would say it all again in a heartbeat. I wouldn't change a single thing. So, anyways, let's see what happens next. That's that. We're not gonna let it sour the evening. We're gonna keep on celebrating country music and playing the classics and the hits, including, but not limited to, the number one hit on country radio.
I want a number one hit on country radio. I want to sing at the rodeo. I want to dive in on the low and then the cows come home. I'm gonna do it with a young boy. I'm gonna party with God.
I think of things to say, but these guys sound so dang good that I don't like talking over them. So I'm going to wait and hold on to a lot of my bigger thoughts. And let's just enjoy this country-ass celebration of country western songs and music.
I'm gonna put on some cowboy boots and head to Nashville, Tennessee. I need to get back to my country roots, 'cause I'm from the South and this country's dead. If I'm a cowboy, you couldn't tell. Playing country music is so bad fun. Soon as I might make the roots and nuts and the number one hit on country radio. That's why you do the do-si-do. Been raking in loads of cash and getting cows home. Gonna do it with a young boy. I'm gonna party with God. I'm gonna be a rich-ass cowboy.
I'm fairly certain that fish is somewhere. I don't know where it would be. It's probably in the shed somewhere. Maybe it could be spotted in the Helmo video.
On the grandma's house. Tell Nell that I heard a bird down there. He should probably go check it out. I use my country music money and buy a truck full of cement. If I never see Nell again, I guess that's country music money well spent. Go tell your friends and family, country music has a brand new president. Go tell your friends and family, country music This is the #1 hit on country radio. That's why you're doing the do-si-do. I'll be raking in loads of cash till the cows come home. I'm gonna do it with the old and boy. I'm gonna party with God. I'm gonna be a rich ass cowboy country music star.
Wow, okay. All edited by yours truly. In a matter of a few days, I'm sure. It's hard to recall. I saw some. I had some thoughts, and I'm trying to remember what they were. Oh, I do want to say maybe I could rewind to this shot that made me think of this. But I have these cowboy boots. There they are. You guys see those? Those I think my wife found at a thrift store, but they were baby blue and they didn't match the outfit. And my wife, being the goddess that she is, she drew all of the baby blue with black Sharpie, and I still have them. They're still black. I haven't washed them once. I've only worn them once. I don't need to wear cowboy boots to prove that I'm a cowboy because I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Sorry to be redundant. That's basically like saying I don't need to prove I'm a cowboy because I'm a cowboy. So yeah, that's the story on the boots. John Boulware lent me that cool shirt. Decided to switch up the hats a little bit. You know, this is my go-to country western hat. I wore it in the #1 hit in country radio. And I of course wore the black hat. I think something that's a little bit funny about this is that the two actual brilliant country bluegrass musicians are just dressed like normal dudes, and here Playboy Pete and I have our whole cowboy garb. Anyways, I think I had another thing I was going to mention. This bolo tie. Well, you can't see it too well. That's a bolo tie I got for the Swords album release. It has an S on it. It stands for the letter S, which is a play on the title Swords, S words. Anyways, I did something I've been wanting. Every time they start playing, I'm like, oh, I got to talk about this. We didn't rehearse these songs with these guys. They just showed up. I sent them a list of songs. I said, let's just try all of them, see how they feel. And, like best case scenario, we can just do a short stream with maybe 4 or 5 songs. And then every song we ran was like the first take, and they just killed it. And I was like, I got to do something with every one of these because they're just such remarkable musicians. And again, we're getting ready for next Saturday, and it's the same thing all over again. We have a list of songs we think we can try out, and then we want to play every single one of them. So come hungry Saturday because we're going to do the YouTube stream. Then we're moving over to Zoom. We might go all night long playing country western hits and songs. So without further ado, here's another country western classic from Nick Lutzko, Chattanooga 2, and the disavowed Playboy Pete, the disgraced Playboy Pete. Everyone, I'd like to take a minute to introduce the Chattanooga 2 featuring Pete. Of course, we have the great Randy Steele on banjo tonight. In addition to playing banjo, he is a remarkable songwriter. You can check out his work at randysteelemusic.com. And of course, we have the new true cowboy John. You can check him out at johnboulware.com. If it's got strings, I'll bet you he can play it. He's traveled all over the world. Very talented man as well. And of course, there's Pete. You can check him out at playboypete.com and see some of the weird things he gets into. Don't bother trying to go to playboypete.com. That website is now defunct. He got in some trouble and it's been pulled from the web, so don't even bother trying to look into that. I hate to linger on this subject as tonight is a celebration of country music, but I have prepared a very short documentary presentation, and I'm happy to premiere that right now.
My entire life, been playing country fiddle, and been known as Cowboy John, and that's kind of what I've always identified with, and then not too long ago, this stranger comes on the scene, and he takes my name. I didn't realize it until I played a show and somebody said, "Hey, did you realize that somebody else is going by Cowboy John?" And I said, "No, sir, I did not."
Well, the first time I met him, he said he played. His name was Cowboy John, and he played a country saxophone. And I said, "What country?" Because I never heard a country saxophone before.
Who the hell does this guy think he is?
Cowboy John. No, I won't even call him that. I'll call him Cowardly John.
Cowboy John is not country.
Not even a country musician. Just a saxophone player.
I can't think of any instrument that's really less country than saxophone.
Christmas music is not country music. And Cowboy John damn near ruined Gremlins 3.
Desmond crashes into the nuclear towers, and all of a sudden, this limp, city-slicking son of a bitch is playing Christmas songs.
I can think of a whole lot more country instruments like a banjo and a guitar and a mandolin
I thought Desmond was dead, and you're gonna be over here playing Jingle Bells?
and a fiddle and an upright bass and a dobro, hell, ukulele.
This ain't George Thorogood, this is George Jones.
There's nothing country about this guy. I've seen a cow's ass that was more country than this guy.
The only thing further from a saxophone might be a xylophone.
The saxophone playing Christmas music. I mean, that is not country.
Whatever. If you say you play country saxophone, you're trying to defraud somebody, I guess, right?
Check me out on PlayboyPete.com. I get into some sick stuff.
All right, man, a lot to unpack there. I will say, both those guys, Randy and John, we did the thing where we played all the songs, and I started editing it, and I had this idea for the short documentary, and I texted them and just kind of gave them the rundown of what I had in mind, and they both came over, like the next day or whatever. And, I think we fed them a couple lines here and there, but John Boulware just went on for maybe 15 minutes. Like, he had so much prepared. It was incredible. He's meant for the theater. He had so much prepared, and it was so strong. So much got cut. Maybe I'm gonna have to make the deep cut, unedited John Boulware cut sometime. But then Randy, he was a little short and sweet to the point. But I remember John Boulware came over during rehearsal where the rest of the band was there, but Randy came over and it was just me and him earlier in the day. And I pressed record, and I was tears streaming from my face laughing so hard. He was making me laugh. I had to physically leave the room, and I was so worried that I was ruining the take because I was laughing so hard. He was so funny to me. And of course, Pete also had everyone laughing quite a bit. So maybe that's something I'll share on the Patreon if I can uncover some of those treasures. The Cowboy John, the history of bad behavior from the ex-Cowboy John is what it's called. And I was disappointed to see that it wasn't even considered in the short list for best documentary short at the Oscars. But we've come to know that those fat cats, they're all jokes. They don't really even know what they're doing over there. So I'm not going to get my feelings hurt too badly over that. So anyways, you guys, I'm going to keep an eye on the chat while this next song plays. I believe this is going to be Salt. It's a deep cut from Swords. I think this is the first sword of the night. We did a lot of swords at this one. And in a few months, we're going to be doing a swords stream. So we're not going to be playing a whole lot of swords next week on account of we did a lot of swords last year, and we have a lot more swords to come later in the year. But more on that later, of course. We're just going to enjoy one of my favorite performances of this song, the country western version of one of my favorite songs from Swords, Salt.
1, 2, 3, 4. Tried
remarking on John Boulware's fiddle playing, I think, is worthy. I think no matter what he's holding, I'm always like, oh man, the mandolin I prefer. And then he grabs the fiddle, and I think, oh man, doesn't get any better than this. He's a true jack of all trades.
You're in my race until your legs convince you there was nothing left. I never thought to look and see. You always long for something more. I never dreamed that wasn't me. So stay with me till I stop screaming. I swear I'm almost done. Follow me till I quit breathing. Shoot my body to the sun. Oh! The true Cowboy John. Stay with me till I stop screaming. I swear I'm almost done. Follow me till I quit breathing. Shoot my body to the sun. Stay with me till I stop screaming. I swear I'm almost done. Follow me till I quit breathing.
Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. I lost my cursor. I'm trying to cut so we can discuss. Here we go. Sorry, guys. Sorry to interrupt Boat Parade there. So, that was a Country Salt. We had the privilege of getting the High Cold, Randy Steele and the High Cold Wind, which, check it out. They got stickers. Got the hookup on some Randy Steele and the High Cold Wind. That's obviously these two gentlemen who are performing with me, the Chattanooga 2. They're often called by me in the stream. There's Randy, and then, of course, there's John over there. So these guys got new music coming out. Randy shared a couple links, and it's truly fantastic music. I'm really excited for people to hear. They've been doing some good stuff. And I also wanted to remark that we had the privilege of having Randy Steele and the High Cold Wind open up for us at the Exit Inn, the venue that was formerly Exit Inn. I think they're maybe still a thing under new ownership. I don't know if they're changing their name. I don't know what's going on there, but we played there last June and we brought Randy Steele and the High Cold Wind, and we had the privilege of bringing these guys up for Salt, and that was a fun one to play. And I think we might have done. I don't know if we didn't do. Maybe we did do Boat Parade. I can't really recall. But anyways, you guys already heard we got the ball rolling on Boat Parade, so let's see where this goes.
Boat parade, gonna meet a lady at the boat parade. The guy was with the home and the feet turn gray. Mr. Gravel's birthday for the boat parade. Boat parade, for the races to the boat parade. I'm gonna see the summer sun and night all day, trying to get a ticket to the boat parade. Boat parade, 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 boat parade. Boat parade, 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 boat parade.
We'll have to go back to the tapes, Nim. I know we didn't do country boat parade, but I'm pretty sure because of a miscommunication they were on stage. There was a couple songs that we didn't plan on them being up there with us for, and I think that might have been one of it. We didn't change the style of how we played it, but I think John Boyer in particular might have been on fiddle for that one. Or it may I might be thinking of Alex Jones, indie folk. It could have been both. I'm not totally sure. It's been a long time, but we do have all the soundboard recordings on Patreon. We have not LA, unfortunately. We weren't able to get the Roxy show, but we do have Nashville, DC, Bowery Ballroom, Chicago, and then thank God for Molly, because she was there in LA, and she actually happened to capture a lot of that show. Hey, Cat Cam, we got Loki down here. We don't see Loki down here very often. We love Loki. He's one of the all-time cats in this house. What's up, buddy? You want to say hi? Okay. Anyways, that's my cat Loki. He's out of here. And I think we're going to keep moving with Country Western Straight Jacket, which is another song from Swords, which we might need to retire for a minute. I think it's one of the only songs we played at all the shows we've done, and we played it. Adam, our drummer Adam, who it mixes and masters all the music from the Halloween parties on Zoom. He made a compilation of some of his favorite songs, and he reported that we played Straight Jacket more than any other song last year. So there's some trivia for you.
I fill my cup with an insatiable swell. I draw my water from a virtual well. Yes, I'm dying of thirst, but it doesn't taste so bad. I dream my family took a trip on a boat. Treacherous creatures began stirring below. And as the ship went down, I began to shout, but what about my phone? I went out screaming, come on baby, hold me like a straight jacket. Control me like a maniac. I wanna taste the kiss of your digital bliss. Say I'm leaving, but you know me so much better than that. Show me anything except the love directly in front of me. The world keeps spinning on in spite of ourselves. You find us dangling in our virtual selves, bathing in perspective, each of them reflective of our own. No matter how hard you try, you just can't outrun yourself. You maliciously carouse inside of an anonymous hell. But when your ship goes down, you'll be stuck with sounds of words that are buried in your throat. They won't stop screaming, come on baby, touch me baby, squeeze me baby, hold me like a straight jacket. Control me like a maniac. I wanna taste the kiss of your digital bliss. I say I'm leaving, but you know me so much better than that. Show me anything except for what's directly in front of me. The bombs they fell and we went back to the land. More than the ghosts we once tattooed to our
Beautiful
hands.
stuff from Randy.
With a final bell, a shower, this never was my home. I went out screaming, come on baby, hold me like a straight jacket. Control me like a maniac. I wanna taste the kiss of your digital bliss. I say I'm leaving, but you know me so much better than that. Show me anything except for what's directly in front of me.
I'm off course here.
Unfold me like a blanket.
Expose Me is on the album.
Show me anything except for what's there. I can sit here pretending I'm in perfect reality. It's nothing personal, no, it's much, much worse. But I know there's something better than this. Hold me like a straight jacket. Control me like a maniac. I wanna taste the kiss of your digital bliss. So say I'm leaving, but you know me.
What a country western ass time we're having tonight, guys. I hope everyone's enjoying themselves. I just realized I hit pause without anything to say in particular. I'll say that was as far as the amount of lyrics that I have to remember, that had some. I think that might have been on the fence of does this go in or not, because I was a little. Usually, if something's cut, it's because I messed something up. Because these guys are true pros; they know what they're doing actually. And I'll just say this: I have quite a few, almost entirely new lyrics to learn for this upcoming week. I really have my work cut out for me, and you guys keep me in your thoughts and your prayers that I'm able to learn all the songs that I need to learn in time for Saturday. And please text your family, any step relatives you may or may not have, friends. Tell them, listen, Nick Lusko is doing his first big real live stream with the full band, with other surprise guests and surprise announcements, etc. It's just going to be a real humdinger is what they call it in the Wild West and in the South. It's a word that cowboys use often. In fact, I think I use it here eventually at some point. Hi, John Henry Weber. Appreciate your super chat. We'd love to come to Oregon. We'd love to go anywhere. We don't have any immediate plans to go to Oregon, but it's noted, and we'll try our dangdest, our darndest, and our damnedest to get out there ASAP, a.k.a. ASAP. AKA as soon as possible. All right, yeah, let's see what other songs we have up our sleeves. I don't even know what's next. It's been one whole year, for crying out loud. I keep hitting the play on the wrong. I have a monitor here, and I keep hitting the wrong thing. I apologize. Here we go.
This is the sequel to the theme, the spirit Halloween. I put them in a Motel 6. Spent $100,000 on animatronics. I could spirit Halloween made me rich. So now I'm gonna throw a party and unleash my spirit. I turn my house into a spirit Halloween. I got clowns in the kitchen. I got rabbits on the key. I got ghouls and skeletons too. It's almost Halloween and then you know what to do. You got to unleash your spirit. You got to unleash your spirit. Krampus, unleash your spirit. Please unleash your spirit. So now I'm bobbing 40 apples with the boys. And I got swingers in the weekend. I can't annoy that I had myself bringing me all the people getting scarecrows in the corner. Getting on my love, my house is possessed, my spirit Halloween. I threw out all the smoke alarms and then stopped off the sheet. Had a dream, and my dream came true. It's almost Halloween and you know what to do. You gotta unleash your spirit, unleash your spirit. Scarecrow, unleash your spirit. You gotta unleash your spirit. Oh, so to my house. He's not supposed to be. I need him to get out. He's ruining my party. He's disrupted my song. He's turned my friends against me. He's unbearably strong. My house is haunted by spirit Halloween. They locked me in my basement and no one can hear me scream. I had a dream, but I didn't live it through. Could someone call my grandma? Does she know what to do? You gotta unleash your spirit. Someone go get my grandma. Please go get my grandma. Come on, go get my grandma. Ah! Whew, hot damn.
So that's another one that fell off the rails a little bit. I couldn't keep up. It was so dang fast. Started singing the wrong lyrics. Threw Randy off his game a little bit with the harmony. He was singing the right. One of us was singing the wrong. I don't know. It was. That might be the standout for me. I really like that country twang on that old classic from October 2020. I remember shooting the music video for that song, Unleash Your Spirit. I had my little brother, Jakey, shot the video and had a house filled with animatronics. And I remember we were in the middle of shooting that video when my wife got an email that let her know that we would be having a baby girl. We found out the gender of our now 20-month-old daughter. And it's forever connected to Unleash Your Spirit. Not to go down that road. I'm sure I've talked about this before, but I released the Spirit Halloween theme song, and this was a month earlier in September, I guess, early September maybe, and Spirit Halloween Venmo'd me like $4,000. They did not follow the terms of my conditions, but they sent me that money, and we were like, let's get a nice dinner to celebrate. And it was that evening that my wife discovered she was pregnant. We both discovered she was pregnant, and that was big news. We learned she was pregnant on the day after Spirit Halloween 1, and then we found out it was a girl on Spirit Halloween 2, and then in Spirit Halloween 3, I actually have some behind-the-scenes footage somewhere. Certainly, my wife shot that whole opening sequence in our garage for Brielle to add in the 3D imagery. Just sorry to go everyone's heads again with all the tech lingo, but we had Sage in the background in her my daughter in the background in her playpen. She was a very small baby at that time. She just couldn't do much, couldn't roll over, just was kind of laying there making sounds in the corner of the shot as I'm performing. So she is etched into the history of all the Spirit Halloween songs for all time. And without further ado, we're going to move forward to the next song. Folks, I can already feel it in my bones that tonight will go down in history as maybe the #1 historical event in country music. It's that significant. And frankly, this is just the warm-up. We're just getting started. The main event is on patreon.com/NickLetsGo. And I'm going to give you just a few reasons why it's so important that you sign up if you haven't already. #1 being Pete is going to be giving his top 10 country artists of all time list. And Pete knows country music better than anybody, so I know I wouldn't miss that for the world. And that's going to be very exciting. 2, I'm going to be taking requests. We'll be taking requests. We'll be chatting with you, the patrons. If you've got any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, we're going to discuss, and we're going to be playing. It's just, it's not something you can get on YouTube, all right? It's an exclusive Patreon Zoom event celebration of country music. And finally, #3, we are about halfway to 1,000 patrons. And when that happens, 2 things are going to happen. So this is not true, what I talked about here. And I'll just paraphrase what I said. I basically said we were going to do a Swords vinyl campaign on Bandcamp.com. We just finished More Songs, the computer vinyl campaign. Both campaigns were a huge success until we got to the manufacturing of More Songs, the computer vinyl, which was a nightmare. We'll never do another vinyl campaign with those guys. God bless them. They just couldn't get it together for the last one. And luckily, Needle Juice swept in, and they've it's already a thing. The Needle Juice vinyl, you can order it on nicklusko.bandcamp.com and on needlejuice.com. We got Swords vinyl for sale and CDs, deluxe edition with live tracks and demos and singles that were on the initial album. And there's also cassettes as well. So that's all very exciting. They have variants. Very cool stuff. So anyways, what I'm about to say isn't true. It's frankly BS. And the other thing was I did have an incentive. I was trying to do these incentives on Patreon where if we get to 1,000 patrons, we will do a Songs on the Computer comic book by Travis Knight. Travis and I had talked about this, thought this was a really exciting thing. The sad reality is there is not that much interest in that, and it didn't really drive the patrons a whole lot at all. And the depressing part is we've been stuck right around where we're at for about a year now, and trying to move those numbers the best we can. But I was going to say something else about Songs on the Computer comic book, but I totally... Oh, yeah, we've just kind of moved on from Songs on the Computer. It was an ongoing thing at the time, and we're kind of in the next chapter now. So, I don't know, maybe you guys are going ham in the chat. I can't see the chat right now, but maybe you guys absolutely are dying for some Songs on the Computer comic book with art by Travis Knight. But to me, it seems like maybe it's better to put some energy in other places. But what do I know? I'm just a Southern cowboy. All right, so I'm going to hit play. Jeez, this is complicated, even for a tech head like me. We're going to have a Songs on the Computer comic book that is designed by the great Travis Knight that has done all the Songs on the Computer artwork. And also we're going to be doing a deluxe double album Swords vinyl campaign. And, that's going to be full of the Sword songs, and it'll also have Spineless and an unreleased track called Carnival that you can also hear on Patreon, and then other goodies. Who knows what else? Maybe one of these bluegrass renditions of the Sword songs will make it on there. Who knows? But that's just another reason why you might want to sign up for the Patreon. And with all this Swords talk, we're going to do another one off that record. Before we listen to that, I did want to go into, I'm talking about this was aired live. It was obviously edited ahead of time, but aired live a year ago. And we were, the plan was to do the stream and then jump over to Zoom where we would do the after party. And unfortunately, I had a very, very tragic family emergency that caused us to prematurely end that event. But we did reschedule it for a couple weeks later, and we had Randy and John come back, and that is on Patreon. And Playboy Pete, for all the harm he's put into the world, I will say he had one hell of a top 10 country artist that really spoke to me in a very powerful way and was a highlight of my evening. And man, we played a lot of songs that we played so many songs, and I think all of them were pretty great. Country Western Cat Piss comes to mind. Really enjoyed playing that with the fellas. Randy Steele played one of my favorite songs that he has written called Adam and Rose. I believe it's Adam Rose. Forgive me if I just... I bet someone in the Patreon will let me know if I mess that up, because I've shared it because I love it so much. I'm just not good at memorizing things. But anyways, let's keep going. And we'll see. I think this is Shakedown, which was probably one of the trickiest ones we did, but I had a lot of fun playing this one right now.
I got gum in my hair, I got blood on my shoes, I got a million different reasons to be playing the blues. And they all confused, 'cause it's something out messy like on this boombox mode. But everything I'm alive, but it doesn't feel right. Like I'm under the control of an undetected bullet. What I got in my head, Sarah, what is wrong with me? She said she doesn't understand it, let me listen out. This is beginning to feel like a shakedown. We're sailing sideways through the fallacy, trying not to slip and choke on the way down. Cover your assets if you know what I mean. I've got a head full of steam, I've got a bucket of dreams. I'm much too privileged to preach to fascist kid this machine. If I was sleeping, then I swear I'm awake now, because I'm drowning in a valley sea.
Helly up to John's fiddle solo. Not necessarily to my cackle, but it wasn't a bad cackle.
Bet all my chips on the string. The bathroom wall will repair. I feel the ship begin to shake. I feel it changing in the air. Sit a picnic on a plane and got my tickets to the fair. Got a little candle on Monday so he can end the hole. Let it burn into Sunday, then took a seat out his throat. The world kept fire, flame through iron, and left it alone. Now it's shooting on my touch, left it right off the bone. I'm still confused, stuck on the fence between us and wanting. There's nothing to get, eyes will fighting to find meaning to this ride around the sun. I've heard a million different reasons and can't believe a single one. This is beginning to feel like a shakedown. We're sailing sour through a fallacy, trying not to slip and choke on the way down. Cover your assets if you know what I mean. I've got a bucket of dream, got a head full of steam. I'm not your privilege to preach, the fascist kid this machine. If I was sleeping, then I swear I'm awake now, 'cause I'm drowning in a fantasy. This is beginning to feel like a shakedown. I'm drowning in a fantasy. This is beginning to feel like a shakedown. Drowning in a fantasy. I've got a brain full of bees. I've got my tongue till it bleeds. With my neck in concrete, I really wanna believe that if I sleep then I swear I'm awake now, 'cause I'm drowning in a fantasy. 2, 3, 4. I wanna be at the RNC.
Shame on you, Nim. I tried your suggestion to hit spacebar and it didn't work. Let me rewind. This is a song called "I Want to Beat the RNC." Someone requested, or someone mentioned this one earlier, and I said, just stay tuned. You'll see. And maybe it's a short one. We'll just jump into it, listen to it, and then I'll keep an eye on the chat, see if you guys got any questions.
That if I sleep then I swear I'm awake now, 'cause I'm drowning in a fantasy. 2, 3, 4. I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna see Patricia McCloskey. I wanna scream for the G.O.P. I wanna sit with a Bam Bongino. I wanna show them the American flag, but hang behind the toilet in Grandma's basement. I wanna ask him if he'll be my band. I wanna change my name to Nick Bongino. I wanna tell him about the man in the stairs. He kinda looks like Dan Bongino. Grandma tries to tell me not to go down there, but I would be safe with Dan Bongino. I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna see Dan Bongino. I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna hold hands with Dan Bongino. I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna sit with Dan Bongino. I wanna be at the RNC. I wanna sit with Randy Steele on the band, yeah. Woo! I wanna sit with Dan Bongino. Whew. That's country as hell.
So I need to click then spacebar. That seems to be the old trick here. Sometimes even when you have as much knowledge in a brain as big as mine, there's still even more you can fit. Believe it or not, it's one of the true miracles of the human mind, and really no one can explain it. Not even a tech head like me. So yeah, we did Shakedown a moment ago. That was a tricky one to play. I think we did that one twice. And Shoe Boy, country or not, I feel like playing that one. I feel like I need to lay down after getting through that. So that's a mouthful. I'm screaming my head off the whole time, and then this pretty demanding guitar as well. It's a real rodeo. If I could use a little country western lingo, and then we went right into I Want to Be at the RNC, which was a big country western hit on Twitter. That was the promo we used for this evening. I spilled a few beans beforehand and shared that on Twitter, and went number one hit on Twitter for a few days. All right, guys, let's keep rolling. I'm almost certain we're about to play another song. I think it might be Joe Biden Wants to Take Your Meat, which is another one of my favorite songs to play. I remember feeling very good about this version in particular. And without further ado, here it is.
Whew! That's country as hell. Joe Biden wants to take your meat, so you better find out about that he can't reach. Joe Biden wants to take your meat, so you better find out about that he won't think for. Stuff them in your butt, so tough them in the dive to the toilet. Dump them in your trunk, or someplace you can enjoy. Discreetly throw greedy meat love in Joe Biden's hand. Joe Biden wants to take your meat, so you better find out about that he can reach. Joe Biden wants to take your meat, so you better find out about that he won't think.
That's one of my favorite moments, is that big grin I got from Randy after I did my little boot count in.
Joe Biden's gonna take your meat. It's gonna be some trouble if he succeeds. Grandma says there's a prophecy where the men need to done as if they can't feed. Joe Biden, I'm begging, please. There's so many other foods that you can eat. Grandma says there'll be hell unleashed if the men in the tunnel don't get their meat. Grandma says there'll be hell unleashed if the men in the tunnel don't get their meat. Grandma says there'll be hell unleashed if the men in the tunnel don't get their meat. Two, three, four! Joe Biden wants to take your meat, so you better find out about it he can't reach. Joe Biden wants to take your meat, so you better find out about it he won't think of. Joe Biden wants to take your meat, better find out about it he can't reach. Joe Biden wants to take your meat, so you better find out about it he won't think of. Go, go, go! Go, go, go! Hillary's in the creepy with six stuff, man. Sleeps in the sidewalk, keep me a woman, and mother weather with all the got brains and a good sense of humor. Give me a show, Nick Jr. Got brains and a good sense of humor. Give me the show, Nick Jr. Discreetly from greedy me love and Joe Biden. Discreetly from greedy me love and Joe Biden. Discreetly from greedy me love and Joe Biden. Discreetly from greedy me love Joe Biden's hands.
All right, I'm about to do some more rambling, both in the current day and both 1 year ago. That was a song called Joe Biden's Gonna Take Your Meat, with a little medley in between, featuring the Chattanooga 2 and Playboy Pete. That was a fun one. You know what's funny about that is I think as we had a list of songs we were doing, I think we kind of realized that those songs we sandwiched in there, Nick Jr. and Alex Jones and Joe Biden's Gonna Take Your Meat, had very similar kind of chord progressions, and it was just a choice of which one is the strongest, and maybe we could work these other ones in there for a moment. And I love. I don't even know if I've noticed it before. I'm sure I have, but John does a little harmony on the fiddle to the melody of Nick Jr. I really like that a lot. That's very cool. I saw someone in the chat asked if Barbarian lifted its plot from my songs. I don't think so. I was a big fan, really enjoyed the Barbarian film, but I definitely saw similarities. But I mean, everything comes from somewhere. And I remember I saw that movie in theaters and went and saw it by myself, and I was shocked when I saw the credits roll and saw that Zach Kreger directed it. Had no idea he was involved. And it took me a moment to even remember. I was like, I know that name. And I Googled it and saw that he was of The Whitest Kids You Know, which was a show I watched in high school and a little bit in college as well, but mostly in high school on the IFC channel. So great work, Zach. It was a very cool film. And I'm available for Barbarian 2 if you have any more monsters that you want to put in the basement, in the tunnels. Okay, let's keep moving. We're gonna check in with old Nick, 2022 Nick. What do you have to report, buddy?
Oh, well, I'm just having a humdinger, yeah, I'm having a humdinger.
There's that word again.
Swinging through the fences, hanging from the moon. I cut my tongue on the rust of a silver spoon.
I want to take a moment to say, sometimes it's just a few thousand streams short of hitting 5 million streams on Spotify. So if you're on Spotify, go listen to Sometimes. Let's see if we can hit 5 million this week. That'd be kind of cool.
Sometimes all you gotta say is that and make it go away. Sometimes the only way out is as a carcass. Ow! Ow! Chimp with a cigarette and a 50-cent suit. Thanks God he ain't in the circus while he's watching you. I got too close to the furnace, I've been on both sides of the glass, but ain't nobody made a monkey out of my monkey ass. Sometimes the short end of the stick is the sharp, sometimes the only road to take is the dark, and sometimes all you gotta say is that and make it go away. Sometimes the only road to take is the dark. Ow!
I think I skipped a chorus there. Oh, yep, Cowboy John Boulware.
But the postman's gone away, now you begin to understand. You're no hero to this story, you're just another wretched pawn who bought his tickets to the sideshow.
Thank you, Randy Steele, for the assist to drop the pick, it looks like.
Sometimes the only road to take is the darkest. Sometimes all you gotta say is that and make it go away. Sometimes the only way out is as a carcass. Sometimes you gotta finish what you shouldn't start. Sometimes you gotta shoot before you see the target. And sometimes all you gotta say is, yeah, I will the price to pay. Sometimes it's only leads to darkness. Sometimes the short end of the stick is the sharpest. Sometimes it's only leads to darkness. But sometimes that is gonna say, you know where the price to pay. Sometimes it's only leads to darkness. Ow! You build this shit. Yo,
All right, everybody. I just saw this is some big news. We have a legend of the country music scene. I mean, truly, not he's an incredible Americana bluegrass singer songwriter. Randy Steele in the flesh in the chat. Everyone, give a big hell yeah up for Randy Steele. Randy, I don't know if you've been watching, buddy, but we've been enjoying your work, you and John. I told them I got to listen to some of the new Randy Steele and the High Cold Wind, and keeping out for that. And maybe you could tell them where. I hope I'm not spilling too many beans here, but maybe you could tell them where they can find these. I don't know if these are on the market yet. I don't mean to steal your thunder here, but I got things. There's a lot of people in the chat. They're very excited about Randy Steele and the High Cold Wind stickers and new music coming soon as hell. Anywho, that was a lot of fun to play. That was sometimes. That was we got songs here I don't even remember playing, but I'm glad we did because they sound cool as hell. And boy, oh boy, do we have so much good stuff in store for you next week. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But anyways, let's check in. I think I have something to say back in time. Nick, when do you think of a good nickname for me 1 year ago? I don't want to say Back to the Future because then people are going to think about Doc Brown and Christopher Lloyd, and I don't even want to sour the evening by bringing up that ass. So we're just gonna keep going.
All right, everyone, our time on YouTube is running to a close here in a minute. We just have one song left, but I want to remind you all that we'll be on Patreon via Zoom for the next few hours. We'll be taking requests and chatting with all of you. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for tuning in and celebrating country music with us. I'm so sorry about this. Oh, great. Dead man's calling. You're dead to me. Make it quick.
Nick, whatever you do, don't hang up.
Okay?
I called to apologize.
Okay. You don't get to apologize to me. You apologize to every lover of country music that's tuned in. You apologize to all of the country greats you've insulted with your mockery. You apologize to George Jones, Waylon Jennings, Dolly Parton, Woody Guthrie, Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash, George Strait, the Yodeling Boy, Brooks and Dunn, Big and Rich, Darius Rucker, Miranda Lambert. You apologize to all of them and then talk to me.
No, I didn't call to apologize for that.
This ass.
I called to say that I hesitated. And that is what I'm apologizing for. I should not have hesitated. I should have been quick to the draw and tell you that I am a cowboy. I've got more cowboy blood in this old heart than Carrie Underwood, Blake Shelton, Johnny Cash, Luke Combs, Chris Stapleton, Keith Urban, Jason Aldean, Dolly Parton, Kenny Chesney, Morgan Wallen, Willie Nelson, Kane Brown,
Okay,
Eric
all right,
Thomas.
all right. This isn't a filibuster. Listen, I am shocked to see that we have Cowboy John stands in the chat. And I frankly don't know how to handle the situation because I don't think you deserve grace. But I'm just going to say, let's let sleeping dogs lie and move on. There's nothing that can be done at this point. We've already done the whole event. There's only one song left anyway, so there's no chance you could even get
Wait
here.
a minute. You're not going to give the people what they want. They want Cowboy John for at least one song. You're not going to let them have that one opportunity?
We're already here. There's no way it can happen. It's not going to work. I'm sorry. There's no way you could get here in time to play one last song. So,
Oh, you better believe me, Bronco. I'll be there.
all right. Wish you all the best. I'm sorry about that, guys. We're going to play you guys one more song, and we'll see you on Patreon, all right?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Sorry, you guys still with me? This is an interesting little visual here. I meant to stop before Devil Went Down to Georgia played. I saw a minute ago Randy pointed out where you could check out his music, and I've already lost it. So Randy, maybe if you want to post that again, I'll be happy to. Oh yeah, best way to find out: follow Randy Steele Music on Bands in Town for shows. Hey, Randy does a decent amount of traveling, so maybe some of you guys might have a chance to catch him one of these days. Yeah, that phone call with Cowboy John, I believe Cowboy John was just behind in the closet where I shot all of the songs on the computer. He was back there with his phone on speaker, and we had our conversation during what should have been our rehearsal probably, and is I think the last thing we did. And we also shot some of Playboy Pete's moments for the history of bad behavior from the ex-Cowboy John, and then of course we went outside with Cowboy John, let him run around the woods for a little while. I remember we suggested playing Devil Went Down to Georgia, and John Boulware, who obviously is playing the fiddle on this number, was very kind and was like, yeah, cool, let's do it. And we ran it a couple times, and it's a lot more difficult than it sounds. But once we kind of got on the other side of it, John Boulware basically said, you have no idea how many times people want me to play that song, and I hate it. I always hate it. He didn't use those words, but that was but he was like, but this worked out pretty good. It was actually, it felt good. And I think it was fun. Apologies to John Boulware for making him play Devil Went Down to Georgia for the 1,000th time. Maybe he's played more, I don't know. But anyways, we're going to watch Cowboy John make a complete ass of himself and listen to the Chattanooga 2 featuring the disgraced Playboy Pete. Jeez, I keep hitting the wrong frickin' button. Thanks, Matt.
The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bag because he was way behind. He was willing to make a deal. So he came across this young man sawing on his fiddle and playing it hot. And the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, boy, let me tell you what. I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you care to take it there, I'm gonna make a bet with you. Now you play a pretty good fiddle, boy, but give the devil his due. I'll bet a fiddle of gold against your soul, cause I think I'm better than you. The boy said, my name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet and you're gonna regret, cause I'm the best it's ever been. So Johnny, rousing up your bow and play your fiddle hard, cause hell's broke loose in Georgia and the devil wheels the cars. And if you win, you get the shiny fiddle made of gold. And if you lose, the devil's gonna get your soul. Woo! Well, the devil opened up his case and he said, I'll start the show. And fire flew from his fingertips as he rosined up his bow. And he pulled the bow across them strings and it made an evil hiss. And then a band of demons joined in and it sounded something like this. Demonic as hell.
Demonic as hell.
When the devil finished, Johnny said, well, you're pretty good, old son, but sit down in that chair right there. Let me tell you how it's done. Far on the mountain, run, boy, run. There's the rising sun. Chicken in the bed, man, picking out dough.
Yeah, we fixed the trim. Drummer Adam on the drums. I don't know if I already said that.
Well, the devil bowed his head because he knew that he'd been beat. And he laid that golden fiddle on the ground at Johnny's feet. And Johnny said, devil, just come on back if you ever want to try again. I done told you once, you dumb son of a bitch, I'm the best it's ever been. Hey, play down in the mountain, my father on. Devil's in the house of the right. son. Many big men thinking I know. Granny doesn't die by no child, no. Woo! Let's go!
Those boots tapping. It's a good shot. I want to say really quickly before we watch the rest of this, I want to get, despite all the horrible things he's done, I want to give Playboy Pete a shout out because he did an incredible job on the upright bass this evening. He doesn't usually play. He barely plays the upright bass. He just loves to play. I've never known a grown man who loves to play as much as Playboy Pete does. He spends almost all his time either building or playing on the playgrounds, his signature playgrounds. We'll get into all that next week, I'm sure. But want to give it up to Playboy Pete. I think he did a really good job this evening. The whole band was great. And let's see how things wrap up here, and then I'm sure I'll have a little bit more to talk about in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like an ass. That was country as hell. Cowboy John, if I had security here, you would have been escorted out of this home. Because 5 minutes ago, you weren't welcome here. But now, I'm thinking, you may be the one true savior of country music. Because you played that country western saxophone, and I felt chills up my spine. And now, I'm just dying for more, frankly. And I'm begging, will you please stick around and join us on Patreon for the after party?
Nick, I'd love to. But there is just no way I'm staying in the same band, in the same room, as this Cowboy John right here.
Oh, wow. So now I'm in a pickle.
What's kind of funny about this entire sequence here is you're actually looking at 3 different green screens. Shot in the most inefficient way possible. We have a first layer with Pete, John, and Randy, and you have a second layer with Cowboy John, and then you have a third layer with me. And that's how we decided to do things here. True work of an auteur, if I do say so myself.
Because I have 2 cowboys. Okay, you're putting me in a tricky spot because John Bullware, you have a true country music spirit, but you couldn't even be bothered to wear a cowboy hat. And I'm wondering what kind of Cowboy John doesn't wear a cowboy hat? It just seems disrespectful for me, and for that reason I'm choosing the original Cowboy John to take your place. This is the one true Cowboy John. So we will see everyone on Patreon with the original Cowboy John. And we thank you guys so much for hanging out. And apologies to the new Cowboy John. You did a great job, and I respect you a lot. But you should have worn a cowboy hat.
Buddy, you ain't a kidding.
What do you say, folks? I really enjoyed watching that, taking a walk down memory lane. We're getting ready for next week, next Saturday night. We're going to be live. None of this edited stuff, we're going to be shooting at the hip, just like Cowboy John at the end of that clip there. All right.
Hey, that's my ride.
You're leaving as well?
I gotta go.
Okay.
Okay, so that was the Country Western celebration that we did last year, and we're going to be doing some more celebrating the Saturdays, all I'm saying. And, those who were on Patreon and watched last week's stream when we did the watch-along of Halloween Inauguration, I talked about how Gremlins 3 Dawn of Desmond was a sequel to the Halloween Inauguration. Well, next Saturday is going to be a sequel to what we just watched in some ways, in some regards. So I'm glad you were able to catch up and revisit some of these themes. It's a very deep experimental film we just experienced together, and I thank you for sharing this time with me. Before we leave, I'm going to give an opportunity if you guys want to ask any questions. And while you guys are doing that, I think unless you guys are just like, no, it's late, it's Friday night, I don't want to do this anymore, this sucks, I'd rather do anything than this, I think it might be worth digging into the vault on Patreon and playing just a little bit of the 1.5 Zoom party. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I know we had a lot of fun. It might be good just to kind of show off what those look like. Also on Patreon, you can download all of the MP3 and WAV files to all the songs you just heard, all the country classics and country greats. I am pulling up the Country Western Celebration 1.5. My monitor, which has the streaming software, is actually blocking the computer, so I'm having a very difficult time finding it.
Anyone who is
okay.
live. All right, let me figure
I got it. All right, I'm going to play this song, this first song, which I believe was a school board meeting. And this was a song that we did on YouTube Live before we went on Zoom. But I'm just going to let it play. I'm going to go use the restroom, then I'll come back and I'll check out the chat, see what's going on with you guys, and maybe chat a little bit more, and we'll just poke around in here. Maybe some of the people from Patreon can suggest what songs are worth looking for. So anyways, here's this.
I don't know if anyone's on YouTube. I don't know if anyone is aware that we're doing. How'd you do that so fast, Randy? Oh, uh-oh. You need to get that?
It's my daughter telling me I'm going live on Instagram.
We're now live on YouTube and Instagram. Well, we're live on YouTube, but we have 0 viewers, which means, are we even live? Oh, there's 4 viewers now. Hello, everyone. How you doing, the MMH? Thank you for joining us. I'm here with the great Randy Steele, John Boyer, Playboy Pete, and Cowboy John Elliott on the country western sax. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Hi, we got some people in the chat. How you doing? We're just here for a few minutes to let everybody know that we are going to be playing some country western hits on Patreon. A few weeks ago, we did a country western set of a lot of my songs, as well as The Devil Went Down to Georgia. Hello, Instagram. We're also on Instagram Live in addition to YouTube right now. We played for about an hour.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if anyone wants to hear all this. Maybe I'll fast forward a little bit. What do you got? I don't know unless you guys were just loving that. Well, here's the okay, let's see.
And due to unforeseen 9 p.m., we're gonna.
Oh my gosh.
I'm only happy when I'm screaming at my local school board meeting. I don't have kids, but I'm still seething. I need to exercise my freedom. I have the right to exercise my rights to exercise. Open the school gym to alumni. And I've been doing this every night. Traveling the state, I'm looking for an open mic. And the people there are really fun. They're really loud and they love to scream. They all kind of look and act like me. There's no place I'd rather be. Ow! I'm only happy when I'm screaming at my local school board meeting. I don't have kids, but I'm still seething. I need to exercise my freedoms. I need to scream. I need to fight. I need to see the movie Fight Club every single night. But I won't fall asleep. I was a kid when Grandpa died, and Grandma banned me from the funeral 'cause my
hair was white like Eminem. And I've been mad since then. I need to scream, I need to fight, I need to find a lady that'll kiss me before I die. And I don't care if she's pretty. You! I'm only happy with screaming at my local school board meeting. I thought I kissed, but I'm still seething. I need to exercise my freedom. Cowboy John on that country western saxophone. Get in here, boy. But I'm still seething. I need to exercise my freedoms. The man in the tatters are coming. The man in the tatters are coming. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us for a couple minutes. We are going to be hanging out.
Oh, man. Okay, so a few things to say about that. First of all, Cece, I saw you ask what shirt am I wearing. Wow, Donald, that's a very generous. Sorry, Cece, I'm going to get back to you in a moment, but Donald just gave me $50, which is very generous. I am at Nicholas Datz, so let's go Das 1, as I've sang about it famously. It's an easy question for me to answer. If you have anything else, Donald, you want, let me know, man. Appreciate your donation. That could have got you a year on Patreon, by the way. This is a Spirit Halloween shirt. I got some Spirit Halloween swag. They send me a lot of stuff. This is one of the shirts they send me, and I wear it often. My daughter, I wore this shirt all day. My daughter, multiple times of the day, pointed at me and says, "Spooky," but she says a few words that sound very similar. She's been saying, she calls Cookie Monster Cookie, and she calls Goofy, but they all kind of sound the same. And so I kept thinking she was calling me Goofy. I was like, am I acting goofy? Am I talking goofy? Because she does Goofy's voice really good, and I do it back at her, and I would just be being myself, and she'd be Goofy. And I was a little insulted, thinking, I'm using my regular voice. I'm not doing anything. Sometimes I'll do the, "Gosh, I didn't think I looked goofy," and she'll laugh and say Goofy. But I was just like doing normal things. She was saying what I thought was goofy, but then halfway through the day, she points right at it, and I'd say, spooky skeleton. Anyways, the other thing I was going to say is, wow, looking at this 1 year ago, we did, actually, not even a year, we did this in the beginning of February, maybe midway through February, but we just crammed into the closet where I did all the songs on the computer, and we had the one Bluebird mic. There was no professionalism whatsoever. Now we have all of the Zooms professionally recorded, by Adam Multitrack, full band, and then he has a great mix for the Zoom, and then afterwards he'll mix them professionally and master them, and then get them uploaded on Patreon and YouTube. We've really upped our game in that regard, and we also we had horrible internet initially, as you could kind of hear, and the internet, we've solved those issues, and now we're kind of working on upping our camera game, which we're hoping to do for next week. And anyways, is there any special requests that you guys want me to poke around and see if I can find in this 1.5? It might be an impossible task, but I can do my darndest. I don't know if I could quite do my damnedest, but I will commit to doing my darndest if you guys would like me to. And I'm going to just wait a moment because the chat always seems to be on at least a 30-second delay. Okay. All right, you guys want to hear the Spirit Halloween theme? I actually think we might have played that one somewhat early on. Let's just poke around here, see if we can find Spirit Halloween theme song, for crying out loud.
John, you guys might remember.
1, 2, 3, 4. This is the thing.
There we go. First try is a charm. Oh, what'd I do?
Grandma went
Ugh.
In my dream about spirit Halloween, I had them specify the terms of my payment was $1,000 for each 100 retweets. He said, yeah. I said, sweet. My Venmo is at Nicholas Dash. Let's go dash one.
Donald, there you go.
She hung up and said he was a skeleton, officially spirit Halloween. Guaranteed to give you a thrill. Head to the queen, it's the spirit Halloween. Haunting the buildings of every business Jeff Bezos killed. Jeff Bezos murdered Bonds and gold. Jeff Bezos murdered Sears. Jeff Bezos murdered Toys R Us. Halloween is almost here. Jeff Bezos murdered Bonds and Noble. Jeff Bezos murdered Sears. Jeff Bezos murdered Toys R Us. Spirit Halloween. Cowboy John and the saxophone. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Halloween number 1, part 2, Zoom party.
So we had a lot of fun in that room. The internet connection is bumming me out. That was, that obviously didn't happen in the room. We weren't stopping and slowing down and speeding up like so. I saw a super chat. Let me get back to that. It's a hard question that I don't know exactly how to answer. It says, Stormy Waters asks, will there be a canonical end explaining what happened with Mel, Grandma, and the money owed for the birds? Stormy Waters, this is kind of, I don't know if I would insult myself as far as to say it's a lazy answer, but as far as I'm concerned, I think the songs in the Computer Saga ended with Spirit Halloween Planet, where basically the apocalypse happened. And there's a lot of things in play when that happened. We have fun on Patreon. We talk about how Mel passed away. He died of a heart attack. He was discovered on the kitchen floor covered in he had a knife in his heart, I believe. He's bleeding everywhere. That's the last we talked about it. I'm kind of, I moved. I moved out of the grandma's basement. I don't live there anymore. And to me, it's a chapter closed, and I'm looking forward onto the next. I'm sorry if that breaks your heart in any way, if you're dying for answers. You know what? Maybe if we get to 1,000 patrons, we'll hit up Travis Knight. Maybe we'll answer all those questions in the Songs on the Computer comic book. And who knows? Maybe 10 years from now, I'll be touring the road with Songs of the Computer 3 as I'm getting back to my roots. And then I'll answer all those questions. But for now, there's no plans. I'm just trying to figure out what's next. And I hope that's a good answer, Stormy Waters. All right, guys. Anything else that I've missed that you want to mention now before we wrap things up? Taking a look at this chat very quickly. Yes, thank you, Scott. The canonical ending was the friends we made along the way. All right. Well, guys, maybe let's just poke around here and see if there's anything else worth looking at, and then we'll call it a night. But I hate to end on just such an anticlimactic note. Let's see what other songs we got going on here. Hi, there's Em. Em is a frequent caller on Zoom. She's lovely.
Glad to be here. Glad to be seen.
What's going on with you?
Hannah, love
what's in
Hannah.
your world?
There's Dan, dressed country as hell.
Where we play you guys.
It looks a little like Howdy Doody.
I was recently.
So they show.
Here, let's hear a little bit of this, maybe. So they show up, try it out. So again, we're playing these for the first time ever in the history of the world. This is the Nick Let's Go Patreon Zoom Experience premiere exclusive. So this is country western Alex Jones. Might be my first time listening back to some of these.
I'm angry that enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murder scum when giant dead factories keeping babies alive and selling their body parts. Oh, they need to know about these people. I go out and face these scum. They literally cried out from under us. Them green looking skin. Run around screaming we were Satan. They wanna eat baby. Have them on video. Here is in the creepy weird sick stuff, man.
Lynn's, it's not necessarily weird for me to watch it back. It's weird for me to watch it back while you all are watching me. That part feels a little weird. I often don't know what to do with my hands. Because I want to, I'm going to pause this real quick and share a story. I did a show once, and I thought it was really cool, and I had a lot of fun doing it. It was called Improv versus Music or something. It's basically, I performed a set of music, and after every song, I would perform a song, and then improv, like an improv group would do improv comedy based on whatever I just sang about. And it was extremely creative and cool, and I had a blast, and I thought the actors did a great job, and I thought it was a lot of fun. And I felt like I was, having a good time, and I was chuckling and enjoying myself. And then afterwards, the guy that ran the place asked my brother if I was always such a miserable ass or something like that. He said, did something happen to your brother? Is he always such a miserable ass? Something like that occurred, and I was so like, what? Like I was not LOLing, but I don't typically. That's not typically my reaction. I do I do something like that unless I overcome with emotion. That happens sometimes, but you got to hit a real special spot that that it's hard to get to sometimes. Anyways, sorry about that.
Spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. I will start ourselves in the crowd. We don't even notice that it's ever rising up again.
Randy Seal on a banjo.
Appears I've frozen, maybe. Guys, can you see me?
Here comes Cowboy John on the country western saxophone. There's some country western potbelly goblins happening here tonight. Thank you, everybody.
I'm having some tech issues. My camera just stopped working suddenly. Let me get to another song, and then I'll try to maybe spend a moment figuring out what's going on, and then we'll probably wrap things up. But let's just see what we got real quick.
You guys just pretend like I don't make mistakes.
Exactly.
And we're gonna try.
This sounds fun.
I can't make myself believe in all the things
Here we go.
I hear. You won't fully love me, then I disappear. I just want to hear you say that I'm okay. People thinking numbers, they don't think for themselves. If they did, man, that would raise some hell. If you don't think like us, then you're just in the way. And I don't wanna be your boy no more. I'm not some coin that spins a troubadour.
Hey, here we go.
Yes, I would rather be strange and be somebody's babe. 'Cause I can make myself believe in all the things you say.
I don't know what happened to the cowboy cam. It just cut out on us. The cowboy cam just stopped working all of a sudden.
You won't fully love me, then I disappear. I just want to hear you say that I'm okay, but I don't want to be okay. I would rather hear you say, yeah, I'm okay, but I don't wanna be. I don't wanna be okay. I would rather hear you say that I can make myself believe in all the things you say. I would rather fake it than be thrown away. I don't feel like that's okay. And I can make myself believe in all the things you hear. If you won't fully love me, then I'll disappear. I just want to hear you say, I just want to hear you say that I'm okay. People think I'm crazy 'cause I talk to myself. A paralyzed nation.
Whoa, look at that.
We're sick and depressed.
I don't even know which song this is.
Gotta get myself together.
Oh, yeah, I remember this one. We already heard this one. All right, guys, we ready to call it a night? How you feeling? Is that you guys get your fix or anything that you're dying to hear that we haven't heard? Let me know before we get out of here. I'm really sad I lost the cowboy cam. I have it here and it's just not showing up. I don't know what that's about. I only learned about this new technology earlier today, and it bit me in the ass, frankly. Which is never fun. Maybe it's just there's something where it glitched out and it's not letting me add it back in while we're still streaming. Who knows? Again, this tech stuff is probably over so many of your heads, and you just you're not even very interested in it. Anyways, I'm looking at the chat. Anything happening? Is it we gonna call it a night, guys? What do we need? Anything else? All right. I know I was in the corner. I'm trying to get back to my original cowboy cam. Life is hard, and then you die. Let's see what else we got in here real quick. Something that can play us out.
2020 never ended. It's so
Nah.
Okay, wonderful.
All right.
Oh, here's some of Playboy Pete's top 10, probably.
Number 8. Straight. George Strait.
George Strait. There you had it. Number 8, George Strait.
I mean, if they
It's an okay group. I think I can go ahead and create the spoiler because I don't know how soon we'll be telling that story.
I saw a patron in the comments say they've never seen this before. We have all the Halloweens in a playlist on Patreon. We'll need to maybe up the link on somewhere, Discord, just so people... There's a tab when you first join that has everything you could ever dream of, all the soundboard recordings from all the live shows, all the Halloween links, all the stems. There's a lot of goodies in there. Probably some other things that I'm forgetting. Yeah, okay, sorry. We're going to find... I think I'm looking for cat piss. I saw some people request. Hey, it's Cal.
Saxophone, I call him. Thank you, Pete. Okay, guys. Thank you, Cal. We're moving on to Connie and Paul. We'll see you next time,
Connie and
Cal.
Paul,
Thank you.
they're fantastic. They're regulars.
Hi,
They
Connie
call in
Paul.
and
I'm asking you
always enjoy talking to Connie and Paul from Berlin. I'm kind of zooming through here because I don't know how many people consented to be broadcast on YouTube to millions. This was a private Zoom event.
if anyone has any ideas. We haven't really cracked what is our next.
You know what? I remember we were talking about Piss Hole, so let me see if I can find Ashley Royale. And then we played, here's the Master Scott Birkeland, I see. There's Molly, lovely Molly, in a cowboy hat, it seems. I think maybe I've gone to Maria, Craig. Look, it's all the regulars. Nim, what a night. Dan is one of the country western all-timers.
Does he play on your solo stuff as well, in addition to Slim Pickens? Nice. And do you play with anyone else that you'd like to plug, or is it just kind of...
There's also another band in town here called Caleb and the Gents that
Okay,
is like
cool.
a New Orleans swing type of thing.
Oh,
we have
nice.
an album coming out
Here we go, I think-
theoretically in a few months.
Oh, wonderful.
That should be out now, so
Yeah,
check that
yeah.
out.
It's on my
Here we go. All right, we're gonna let Cat Piss play us out. I'm gonna turn off my camera. I'm gonna turn off my mic. So this is the last thing I'm gonna say to you guys. God bless you. Please, please, please. I'm begging you. Tune in next Saturday. I think maybe we're gonna do 7 p.m., maybe 8 p.m. But if it's not 7 p.m., you're still gonna want to pregame. Maybe put on the Country Western Celebration #1 and get ready for the festivities. I post updates on Twitter and Instagram stories and Patreon and Discord. So follow me at all those cool places. Next week I'm very excited about it. It's a lot of work, and it's very complicated and difficult trying to plan an event such as this. But we are very excited to rise to the challenge and put on a good show for you guys. So please tune in next Saturday night to Saturday Nick Let's Go is what we're going to be calling it. So bless you, and please enjoy this country western rendition of Cat Piss, and we will see you next week as hell.
Tune, but I like what I didn't realize it's I don't some major savage. You're looking
See you
so
guys.
sweet. Getting stuck inside with you, there ain't much reason to complain. As long as you're in reach, got a reason to think that things are gonna be okay. Next thing you're taking off your dress, you put it on just to take it off, but nonetheless, we're moving to the bedroom, and I must confess that I'm ready to lay you down. Astonished when I hear the sound. One of these cats pissed the bed again. This happens every night. Which one of you emptied a gallon of piss on my pillow? You know this isn't right. Every night in this house, it's a new game of Clue. Only piss is the weapon, and the murderer is one of you. We called the vet, she said you need more litter boxes, but we don't have room for more litter boxes, so we stuck them in the jacuzzi. We keep a shower curtain at all times draped over the bed, but the minute we forget, it's a new part of the pen. I'm getting sick of this, getting sick of cleaning piss, sick of sleeping on the couch, I'm sick of not going to the third jail. One of these cats is an addict, and it's addicted to pissing on our bed. Why can't it piss in the jacuzzi like the other cat? Why is it insisting on pissing on every new bedspread? Piss, 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 piss. Randy, can you play some pissy banjo? Smells like this. The nicest way. Let's hear some country western pissy mandolin. Yeah.
Piss, sponsored by piss-hole.neogeocities.com.
Guys,
thank you guys.
I haven't left. I got one more thing to say. This is like in the Marvel films at the end when Nick Fury comes out. Just wanted to say, I know I've plugged the Patreon enough times, but we're doing this streams just like this. I think we've done it every week in 2023 thus far, and we're trying to keep it going. I got so many good as hell things to stream. I could do this all year, and I plan to. So join us on Patreon. We'll be doing this all the damn time. If you don't have the funds, no worries. Tune in next Saturday. It's gonna be a free event. The gang's all gonna be there, minus Playboy Pete, but Randy and John. Truly honored to have them in the fold, and happy to have them joining Adam and Greasy and Cowboy John. And to me, they're an extended part of the $100,000 band. They're wonderful people. And I'm stalling a little bit because I'm having trouble. I do want to show you guys one more thing. I'm talking about stuff we do on this Patreon. We're doing these watch-alongs. We watched the Halloween inauguration. And I'm also trying to do a thing once a month where we write a song live on chat. On stream with the chat contributing ideas, and we did it one time, and I released a little video that I made, which I was going to premiere next Saturday, but I couldn't hold on to it. I just was so tickled by it, and this is the true final end credit. If you want to be a part of the next stream, join the Patreon next month. We are going to do this every month. We'll write a new song. I'll do a little video. We'll share it with everyone. So anyways, let me see if I can play this, and then just keep in mind that it was written in a span of maybe 4 hours with a lot of the lovely people here that are chatting with us now. So let's see if I can get this to play. Oh, wait a second. Can you guys hear that, I wonder? Because I can't, is the problem. You know what? We're not gonna deal with this crap. This is what we're gonna do. We're going to go to, you guys heard of twitter.com? That's where I posted it. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Here we are. It's called Daddy Please Enjoy. That's the end of it.
He didn't have no teeth, he was jealous of me. In his search he was relentless for a mouth that could grow endless pearly white teeth. Found it in my belly, yes, my belly has a face with a permanent grin. He became so overzealous, he played poker with the fellas, made me show it to them. Daddy, please, I need to get some sleep. But all you want to do is touch my teeth. Daddy, please, I need to get some sleep. But all you want to do is touch my teeth.
There you have it, folks, and I am an ass. I looked at the chat. I saw that my monitor was off. You guys could hear it all along. So if you guys want to see true HD res, that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to throw it in here. Jeez. All right. And we're watching it again.
Daddy was a dentist, he didn't have no teeth, he was jealous of me. In his search he was relentless for a mouth that could grow endless pearly white teeth. Battling my belly as my belly has a face with a permanent grin. He became so overzealous, he played poker with the fellas, made me show it to them. Daddy, please, I need to get some sleep. But all you want to do is touch my teeth. Daddy, please, I need to get some sleep. But all you want to do is touch my teeth.
All right, bless you all. There's my frozen Cowboy Cam. Rest in peace, Cowboy Cam. All right, guys, this has gone way too